It's car con carne. Let's eat in the car. It's car con carne. And now here's the star of our show, James Van Alstyne.
This right here is Car Con Carne. It's a Q101 podcast. I'm James Van Alstyne, and Car Con Carne is sponsored by Easy Automation, easy-automation.net. Transform your living space with cutting-edge home automation. Experience seamless control over audio, video, lighting, climate, security, all of it. Embrace the future of smart living. It's your home, your rules. Get a quote by visiting easy-automation.net or give Dan a call. This is Dan's phone number, 630-730-3728. He'll get you started. He'll let you know just how easy it is to make your home a smart home. Get a free, hassle-free quote from him. I'm James Van Alstyne, not in the car, clearly. In fact, I'm back in the green room of the Hideout. When you have the opportunity to record or do anything, really, at the Hideout, you take it. I'm joined by Bronze. Specifically, Scott and Dylan are next to me.
Hello, James.
Bronze.
Thanks, James.
Now, here's where it all gets tied together. Bronze is headlining PsychFest Night 2 on Saturday the 8th, right here at the Hideout.
It's true.
And correct me if I'm wrong, you're not going to be playing anything off that cool album we're going to talk about.
That is true.
I want to talk about what you're going to do because I read, or I understand the concept, and I kind of nerded out to what you're going to be doing here. I think it's super cool. We'll get there.
Awesome.
Absolutely love it. All right. So March 8th at the Hideout, right here where we are right now, Chicago Psych Fest. I'm not even going to try to describe your sound. That's the hard part about doing a podcast, is trying to describe music.
Yeah.
But I think this says it very well. Bronze is a Chicago-based soft synth pop easy for me to say. Bronze is a Chicago-based soft synth pop act balancing the intimacy of a pre-dawn romantic tryst with the opulent production of AM radio hits melting out of stereos in the early 1980s. I mean, that's the elevator pitch.
Pretty accurate.
It's spot on. So what is it about that era that hooked you guys in, that you've furthered through music?
You know, when you're just in, you're in, you know, your friend's Oldsmobile and their mom is chain smoking Parliaments, and you've got this Chicago tape is coming on, and you're just like, what is this? What, you know, and it's 1983, and you're just like, oh, what is this? You know, 25 years later, you make an album, and
See, it's funny though. I don't know if you're half joking or not. I have such fond memories. I mean, of discovering music, sitting in the backseat of my parents' car, listening to
cassettes.
Yeah, listening to the radio. That kind of hooked me in as a kid.
Yeah. Similar experience here. It was like tape. You know, we were both born in 1979, so we were growing up with our folks driving around in the 80s, and that's, you know, we had 5 cassettes maybe in the car, so it was like, which of the 5 ones are we going to, you know, we're going to listen to Sgt. Pepper, then we're going to listen to the Graceland, and then we're going to listen to Best of Joe Cocker.
Is that what you had for real?
Yeah.
Nice.
And it was just rotate those 5 over and learn every nook and cranny of those albums, and that was like how I feel like maybe there is some nostalgia with our sound, and some nostalgia, and yeah, it's sort of I think maybe digging back to like childhood memories and wishing that I was an older person at that time. Maybe I don't know. I might be reaching.
Back in that time, maybe making mixtapes for your friends.
Oh yeah, still doing it. Yeah,
The master.
Wait, do you really?
Masterful.
Yeah, we still. I mean,
mixtape.
We made a mix
designer.
for Dub Lab Radio that's airing on Monday, and I do a radio show on Lumpin' Radio. So I never stopped making mixtapes, but now they're digital, not cassette.
Because cassettes, to be fair, not a great medium for music. Anyone who used to pay for cassettes, to own cassettes, knows the agony of those moments where the player eats up the tape and it's done.
Yeah. But I will say, I think cars, like if you have a car with a cassette deck, that is, I can't think of a better way to listen to cassettes, is driving.
Yeah, the home stereo, not so much, but I agree.
Yeah.
There's something to
at least,
that.
And again, that's probably memories of driving around listening to the White Album when I was old enough to drive. Just being like, I'm going to go drive for 3 hours.
Do you remember the first albums you bought with your own money?
Yeah. I think, well, I got a Monkey's Best Of. That was the very first thing, but that was like a Christmas present. And then
Score.
Yeah. I think the first Led Zeppelin
Ooh.
1 was like my own, like go there.
That's a tough entry point
Take
for a kid, by the way, that first album. If you're going to get into Zeppelin, that's a tough one. It's bluesy and...
Good times, bad times,
Yeah.
right off the belt.
It wasn't heavy enough for me. Like I liked it, but I had already kind of like heard other stuff that was out there, and I was like, oh well, it was good. My dad was really pushing ELP. He was like, you want to play drums, you got to listen
Carl
to ELP.
Palmer.
And I was like, and I put on like the record, and I was just like, it's really a slow build. I was like, where's the drums?
It's like court jester
Took me,
music.
Yeah, when you're 11, it's an intense listen.
What about you, Scott?
My first, I do remember going to Record Revolution in Cleveland Heights with my dad, which just sadly closed. And I wanted to get the Beverly Hills Cop theme, which for some reason my dad and I thought was Herbie Hancock. It was
I get that. I mean,
Yeah, but it was-
not a crazy leap.
but it was Harold Faltermeyer. So we bought the new Herbie Hancock record, Mr. Hands, which I still have, and it's amazing.
It's also your nickname on Saturday night.
Yeah, well, not lately, but there was Mr. Hands was my first record, and that record, I didn't even get it at the time. I was like, this doesn't have Beverly Hills Cut. Where's Axel F theme? But now the last track on that record, Textures, is one of my ultimate favorites of all time, and it's like, this is the first record I remember buying.
And don't you find as you get older, I think this is true of everyone, you tend to go back to the stuff you grew up with. You
At times, yes.
come back around. I mean, yes, you still are. I mean, I'm still looking for new music. That's how I found you. But I mean, you still go back to those kind of comfort.
Yeah,
What
totally.
was your first one?
Now, I'm 10 years older than you guys. So the first record I ever bought was Rock and Roll Over by Kiss.
Oh, nice.
The first 7-inch I ever bought, because people bought 7 inches when they were that age,
Yeah.
was the double A side of We Will Rock You, We Are the Champions.
Wow,
Nice.
some
Two
nice,
for two.
some nice numbers. Yeah,
That was the era. And I mean, I was probably 10 years old when I bought those.
Yeah. That 10 was about the age where it was like, I'm going to go to the store with my, $10 bill and buy a single.
Yeah, I'm going to actually spend 2 hours at the store, walking the aisles,
Yes.
flipping through all the records, and leaving with $7 worth of merch.
yeah.
but-
my clean crisp 10 is now a sweaty mess.
Yeah, it's funny. Sonically, we're going to get into that album, the self-titled album from Bronze. I find that those sounds and textures, the things we're going to be talking about, have come back around as well. Interesting side note, I had a teenage punk band on the show last year called the Denny's. They're cool. They're named after the restaurant, the Denny's. Yeah, that's punk rock. But I found out in recording that episode, their favorite album of all time, Asia by Steely Dan.
Huh.
And they're like 16 years old.
Wow.
How does that happen?
Their parents must love Steely Dan.
They must. Now, to be fair, Asia is a pretty beautifully produced record.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty. I mean, if you're in, that's a punk move, right? Would that be? Is that the most? I mean, like if you're into the Carpenters, or maybe more punk than being into Dead Kennedys at this point. Like,
Yes.
I don't know, maybe.
There's a rule book somewhere that explains all this.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the contrarian avenues.
So let's talk a little Bronze history. First of all, this album was years in the making, right?
The new one was. We took our time. Yes.
Yeah, let's hold it up. Let's.
I think it was about 7 years between the first recording sessions and actually being released. Yeah, it was about 7 years, I think.
And album art, courtesy of
Our good friend Andrew Hannigan. Check out his website, Andrew Hannigan. So
I love this.
beautiful. He's an amazing painter. Yeah.
It's a good friend to have.
Yes.
All right. So how did Bronze start? Tell me about the Bronze Age.
Well, like like most bands, we're hanging out, listening to records, and kind of catch a get wind of something, and maybe you're like, maybe we could do a song like that sometime. That's because we'd already been in, we're playing in bands, different bands stylistically than what Bronze is, but we tried it out, and started demoing. Like every week we'd try and do a new song on his 4-track. Scott had like a 4-track at his place, and we would just kind of demo these songs that kind of became the first record.
And at the core, it's you two guys, and you're surrounded with a bunch of...
Yeah, at the beginning for the first album, it was the two of us, and for the second record, the self-titled record, we pretty much a trio at the core. There's a guy named Nick Johns out in L.A. that Dylan has worked with in countless bands out in L.A., and he sort of has a very similar taste in this type of 70s, 80s pop, and he came aboard, and he ended up playing bass on the record and mixing the record, and he wrote some arrangements, and he really became the third member of the power trio.
With his record collection and movie knowledge, he was the perfect fit. He catches all the, he knows all our pivot points that that we have to create the moods that we're trying to aim for. He was right there, ready to go. So it was the perfect fit.
Let's talk about the moods. I mean, there's the segue to get into the album for sure. You talk about 70s and 80s pop. I hear those textures, but I to your credit, you don't sound like anybody. I hear the sounds,
Thanks.
But you don't sound like anybody.
Thank you.
Which makes you even harder to describe.
That's high praise. Thanks, James.
The self-titled album, the second album, begins with Light on Shadow. Perfect intro, super smooth bass line on that.
That's Nick Johns.
Shimmering keys, the horns, and then the vocals. Show me what a kiss could be and turn the fire up. Love was never so easy for you and me. Cue flute.
Nate Lapine on the flute. Chicago jazz legend, Nate Lapine.
I think it's wonderful. And people I've seen compare your sound to yacht rock. This one leans more Roxy Music in moments than it does yacht rock, if you want to draw a comparison.
We love Roxy Music,
We do.
especially Avalon.
I get that. Yeah.
They've got the soprano sax going all the time, and Nate Lapine, who's one of our horn ringers, is a big Roxy guy too. So that was kind of I don't think on our first album, I don't know if there's ever a moment where you'd be like, oh, that kind of reminds me of Roxy Music. But on the second one, it's a lot more Roxy Music and less Chicago, the band.
We could last forever. That moment is Roxy Music right there.
Nice.
Mezzanine. I want to talk about this one because the video in particular hit me in a couple different ways. Radio DJ, Hackneys. It's like, this is your life, James Van Alstyne.
Hackneys, yes.
You recorded at Hackneys.
I love that.
Who doesn't love a good onion
I
loaf?
didn't know.
When we were talking, James was like, by the way, is that Hackneys? Yeah, a friend of ours runs the place, and he was nice enough to let us shoot there.
I love Hackneys. My bar mitzvah party was held at Hackneys on Lake.
Amazing.
Oh my God!
True story.
And did you get a hamburger on rye bread?
Yeah,
that's what I.
And the big onion thing, which is
The
one
legend,
thing I couldn't do when I went there as a kid is get a cold beer with it. Now as an adult, I'm making up for lost time.
Now, yeah, yeah, the sweet days.
You mentioned doing the radio thing with Lumpin'. You captured the spirit of a radio DJ in the video.
That's all
Chris-
Dylan and Chris, the director, really. I mean, these guys prepped that video for 6 months before.
Yeah, I mean, we took our time with that video, and we had the luxury of, having, time to get all the sets. We didn't have like a script intact right away or anything like that, but we were able to, with Chris and Scott and I and Nick, we had the idea. We wanted to reference, obviously, or maybe it's not obvious, there's a movie called Choose Me that we were like, we can touch on that, use that as our springboard.
Yeah.
And so, via that, we kind of had a couple, scenes that we could tie together. And, we were like, there's going to be a lot of walking in this, isn't there? There's not, we're like, there's nothing else is happening. There's just walking. We're like, it'll be like an REM video.
My big question watching the video, where did you record the radio stuff? Because that's a legit control board in there.
Yeah. WZRD.
Oh, at Northeastern.
Yeah. They were able to get us in there at the old studio. They've since moved and redone it, but we were able to get in there. It looks really nice. And Chris Pietrowski shot it really nice. Like, I think he it really hit a nice home run there. And then Alex, the lead, was also great to work with on that. Really team player.
I like the idea of fleshing out what you do sonically with video. I feel like video is still an untapped area, creative area for bands across the board. And I love seeing bands kind of get into it.
Yeah, I mean, it can definitely be a fun for especially for guys like us who watch a ton of movies, and we probably take as much inspiration from certain movies as we do certain bands and records and stuff. It's really fun to brainstorm on what kind of mood makes sense for this song, and who could we work with, and should this one be like really abstract, or should this be like kind of a narrative thing with actual human beings in it. So yeah, we I think we've had 5 videos out from the new record already, so we've really been trying to get around and collaborate with as many of our favorite people as possible.
Speaking of videos, ESP, I do believe I saw Jungbu in the background of that one.
Yep, with all the birds. There's always those massive birds there,
Yeah, we shot
that outdoor vendor at Jungbu. That's one of Chicago's great,
the
best kept secrets.
Those the buns.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah,
I love that.
The red bean.
That parking lot can be a little perilous at peak hours, but yeah, I love that. Also, I guess I didn't realize how many ESP storefronts there are in Chicago.
And the Toronto area.
Oh, and the Toronto area.
I think there's one there that I grabbed, when I was up there for something.
International.
Yeah.
We went across the border for that one.
Yeah, we had to. It was a special one. We had to get it.
As you talk about your love for movies, I think about Grand Canyon.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this to me is score music.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's a Dylan piece that he had written for another project of his, and I remember we were talking about like this would be a really nice kind of if we did this in a bit of a Pat Metheny style, and flesh it out like that, and have friends come in and do flutes, and Dylan played a really nice piano, and Paul Wertico kind of snare drum thing. It was a very almost a Pat Metheny tribute almost, But
I love it, and the album at the end, there's Hard to Start. Again, thinking in terms of cinematic sounds. I mean, this feels dramatic on the way in.
Oh wow!
Yeah, in a big way. The lead guitar feels a little 80s.
Yes. Yeah, that was our friend. That is one of the songs that Nick Johns, our third member, he composed that song, and also Under the Banyan Tree, he composed that one, and so it really fit. He can write a song, and we're like, oh, this is a Bronze song. Let's do it. So then we came up with melodies and lyrics, and just kind of.
Well, I love it. The album sounds great. Again, it's self-titled from Bronze. Let's talk about, we're here at the Hideout in their awesomely comfortable green room.
Yeah.
You're here for Psych Fest on the 8th, which is a Saturday night.
Yes.
We're not going to hear Bronze music. Instead, you're doing score music.
It's true.
Yes.
Score music, and some, like, what do you call it when it's not it's like a song, like I guess just songs.
Yeah.
That aren't cues or anything, or longer.
Like songs from the soundtracks
Got
of
it.
certain movies that
like
were
songs
inspired
with
by.
Will you play
lyrics.
Is Your Love Strong Enough by Brian Ferry from the Legend soundtrack?
Damn it. We missed out. We missed out on that one.
Just
That
a
would've
week.
been
Just a
cool.
week to learn it.
Just thinking about Roxy Music, that's where my head went.
I forgot that that they had Legend. Yeah.
Tim Curry,
Yeah, Tim
Great.
Curry's terrifying in that movie.
terrifying.
That I don't know how he. I read that bodysuit like really injured his neck and shoulders because it was so heavy.
Oh, I believe that.
Rob Bottin.
Did you feel like you kind of had to do something different for Psych Fest? Like you couldn't just do a straight up set.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to do something that, was going to let us reach, maybe challenge ourselves a little bit, and we don't mind playing not our set. It's kind of nice and refreshing,
Especially when it's something different like this.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going on stage doing Bob Seger songs. It's like, or are you? Old time rock and roll movie song.
That was another one of my parents' tapes.
Was it really?
Oh yeah, Bob Seger. Well, yeah, our friend Steve Krakow, who does the Psych Fest, and this is the 15th year of the Psych Fest here. He actually wrote that nice piece on us in the Reader.
That's right.
For our record release show at Constellation, and right after that show, he was like, would you want to play Psych Fest and just like do something off the wall? And he had suggested, because we had covered, he saw us cover Wang Chung's "To Live and Die in L.A."
Love that song.
Oh man,
To this day, I love that song.
we saw Wang Chung last June and got to meet
we see
them.
them. We see them every time they come to town.
Yeah, Jack Hughes, and we had done that song, and he was like, "Man, you guys should just do a bunch of '80s soundtracks." So we're doing a couple from "To Live and Die in L.A." and then stuff from like Michael Mann's Thief.
Did that have weight on it?
Yes, we're gonna do "Wait"
God damn, I love that
at
song.
the Psych Fest. That's the reason they got that soundtrack. William Friedkin was like, "Who the hell is Wang Chung? Can you guys just write more
Love
like this?"
that, yeah. Oh, I could totally hear you doing it too. And I can also do it by going here to the Hideout on March 8th.
March 8th.
March
for
8th.
Psych Fest. All right, so beyond that, again, the album Bronze, it's available now. You can stream it. It makes more sense to buy it as physical media because this is Bronze. Come on.
Come on now.
Where are things going after March? Do you begin
Time
the
to
set?
write-
Do you
time
begin
to
the
write
7-year
some new-
process of a new album?
It's definitely time to write some new stuff because we've been
Because 2032 is right around the corner.
And no one's getting any younger.
no, we're not. If you know how to stop aging process, that would be great to find out. But yeah,
Beer helps.
We talked about trying to be a little bit, more diligent, and now that we've got, we're all in one city,
Yeah.
except for Nick, but we're, we have an operative group, people, we've got a really great band, and there's no reason to not, work a little faster and
Yeah.
maybe try and write some songs.
yeah, and COVID too. That did slow things down. We would be writing lyrics in our cars, separated out with masks. Like, oh, let's get together and write some lyrics tomorrow for like an hour. Just get a coffee, and when it was pre-vaccine, and we couldn't even be in the same
We just didn't know.
room.
We just didn't know.
It's funny, like I think back to those days and what we had to do to work around everything. I went live every night with the podcast virtually.
You have a lot of you did a lot of work during that
COVID
period of
days.
time.
I did. Well, it kept me sane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I don't want to do any more virtual. Like,
Yeah.
not only do I think that there's a major level of fatigue with the audience, like they don't want to see that stuff anymore. I'm done.
Yeah.
I've put that away now.
Sick of Zoom.
Yeah, like I would much rather, instead of spending 30 minutes at home on Zoom, I'd rather spend 3 hours coming to the Hideout, organizing it, having
Yeah.
it face to face.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's the same with you. Like, I don't want to ride in a car separated ever again.
Yeah, it's been nice to be back in the flesh.
All right, so Bronze, the new self-titled album is awesome. It's super
Thank
cool.
you.
We can see you do all kinds of cool things here at the Hideout. I love the Hideout. Easily one of the most comfortable rooms in the city by far. And the beer is cheap.
Yeah, and the wooden leg cocktail is delicious.
Yeah. But $4 PBR, $4 hams, $5 for an old-style tall
Nice
boy.
patio.
Yeah. You can't go wrong here. I do want to thank the Hideout for their hospitality. Really, we took over their green room on a night, on a week. So, and thank you guys. I appreciate you
Yeah,
coming
thank
out
you,
to do
James.
this.
Thanks, James.
We'll see you on the 8th.
Thank you,
Thanks
James.
for having us.